The rocky moon was cold and silent. Nothing lived on it. No plants, no animals. Only stones and old metal pieces from a crash long ago. The stars above blinked slowly like eyes watching. A small human ship landed with a soft thud on the gray surface. Dust rose and settled again. The door opened, and a young man stepped out. His name was Lieutenant Ethan Cole. He wore a black and gray exploration suit with a glowing light on his chest. His helmet reflected the moonlight. Behind him, 3 more team members stepped out. Had come to explore the wreck of an alien ship that crashed here 10 years ago. No one had visited it since then. No one had dared. The crash site was deep in the middle of nowhere. "Keep your eyes open," Ethan said through the radio. "The place might still have power." The team walked slowly toward the broken alien vessel. It looked like a twisted bird made of black metal and silver glass. Part of it had sunk into the moon's surface. A large door, bent and half open, led inside. They stepped through. Inside, the ship was dark, but not dead. Strange lights blinked. On walls, symbols moved like waves. The air was cold and thin. "Looks like some systems are still working," said Maya, the team's tech officer. "Let's go deeper," Ethan said. They passed long halls with floating chairs, shattered screens, and strange statues. Some parts had melted from the crash. Others were clean, untouched. Soon they reached a locked chamber. It was circular and in. The center stood a tall cryo-Canberra glass pod filled with blue mist. Inside, floating like a sleeping angel, was a girl. But not just any girl. She had silver blue skin, long white hair that floated like soft ribbons, and markings on her arms that glowed faintly. Her eyes were closed. Her chest moved very slowly, one breath every few seconds. "Is that a person?" whispered Jackson, the medic. "She's alive," Ethan said after scanning, "but barely." "That's not human," Maya said. "No, she's Larathi," Ethan said. He remembered old files. Royal blood. This is one of the lost races. They were wiped out in the war 15 years ago? "I thought they were all gone. Then why is she here?" asked Jackson. Suddenly a voice spoke from a console beside the cryocamber. "Life form at 2% stability. Plasma core failing. Matching genome. Required for restart." "Matching genome?" Maya repeated. "What does that mean?" "It means the chamber can fix her, but it needs blood from a species close enough to match." The computer scanned the room. A red light flashed. Match found. Human. Lieutenant Ethan Cole. 93% compatibility. Transfer possible. Ack! Warning. Irreversible. Effects on recipient's biology. Ethan blinked. "Wait, me? She'll die if we don't act fast," Jackson said. "But giving your blood to an alien? That's not standard procedure." Ethan looked at the girl in the pod. She looked peaceful, like a statue carved from moonlight. But she was dying, alone, forgotten. He clenched his jaw. "I'll do it." "Ethan, think about this," Maya said. "You could change her permanently, but your blood will." "Due to her biology, I don't care," Ethan said. "She's the last of her kind. I'm not letting her die." He placed his hand on the console. The chamber opened with a soft hiss. The girl didn't wake, but her body twitched slightly. A thin needle came from the machine and pricked Ethan's wrist. Blood flowed into a glowing tube, then into the chamber. The blue mist inside turned a shade of purple. Ethan felt dizzy for a moment, but stayed standing. The chamber closed again, and lights blinked faster now. DNA transfer complete. Rebuilding cellular systems. Transformation in progress. Transformation. Ethan repeated. The girl's body began to glow. Her skin shimmered like stars. The glowing patterns on her arms changed shape, forming symbols that looked human. Her breathing became faster. Then dashed her eyes opened. Ethan froze. The girl's eyes were not fully alien anymore. They were half human, one eye, glowing silver, the other a soft hazel brown like Ethan's own. She looked straight at him. She tried to speak, but no sound came. "Can you hear me?" Ethan asked gently. She blinked once. Then again, her lips moved. "You," she whispered. Her voice was soft, unsure, but in perfect English. Ethan's heart skipped. Maya stepped back. She knows English. No, Ethan said. Slowly, she didn't. Virea, the alien princess, touched her own face. Her fingers shook. She looked confused, scared and curious all at once. Where am I? She asked. You're safe, Ethan said. I'm Ethan. I found you. You were dying. I gave you some of my blood. The machine said it would save you. She looked at him again, deep into his eyes. Your blood is in me, she whispered. Ethan nodded. Yes, but it saved you. She touched her chest, then her arms, then her face again. I feel strange. I feel warm. That's normal, Jackson said quietly. You're waking up after a long sleep. Your body's adjusting. No, Vera said. It's more than that. I feel things I don't understand. I feel fear, sadness, and something else when I look at you. She pointed at Ethan. Is this what it means to be human? Ethan didn't know how to answer. He only said, maybe. Virea slowly stood up inside the chamber. Her legs shook. Ethan stepped forward to help her, but stopped when she raised her hand. I remember my name now, she said. I am Virea, daughter of the Sky Flame, princess of the Larathi people. You're safe, Vera, Ethan said softly. You're not alone anymore. She looked around. Her gaze landed on a small device in the corner, a human scanner tool left by Maya. She walked to it slowly, reached out and touched it. The device turned on. She didn't press any button. It activated on its own. Everyone stared. I don't know how I did that, she said, looking at her fingers. I just thought. Ethan stared at her. Your body is changing, Vera. My blood is making you more than you were before. Virea closed her eyes. And now, what am I becoming? The room was quiet. The glowing cryocamber behind her was now dark, silent. Virea stood in the middle of the room, her long white hair floating gently as if touched by a soft wind. Her silver-blue skin shimmered in the light from the human. Flashlights. She looked at her hands. Then at Ethan Cole, the human soldier who had saved her. I should be dead, she said softly. But I'm not. Ethan took a step closer. You were dying when we found you. I gave my blood to the machine. It healed you. Virea tilted her head. Why would you do that? Because I didn't want to watch you die. She looked at him for a long time. There was something different in her eyes now. One was still silver, like starlight. The other, a deep hazel brown, a human color. I feel strange, she whispered. I feel emotions. We Larathi were trained to hide. Feelings. But now, I feel everything. Ethan gave a small smile. Welcome to being human? She smiled back, but it faded quickly. This is dangerous, she said. I am changing. Your blood is not just inside me. It is becoming part of me. The tech officer stepped forward with her scanner. Let me run a check, just to see what's happening. Virea nodded. The scanner beeped in word. Maya's eyes widened. Her body is adapting faster than anything I've seen. Your blood isn't just healing her, Ethan. It's merging with her cells, rewriting her DNA. Is that bad? Jackson asked. Maya shook her head slowly. I don't know yet, but she's not fully Larathi anymore. She's something new. Later aboard the human ship Odyssey, the team brought Virea to their ship. She sat quietly on a bench, wrapped in a silver blanket. Ethan sat beside her. I remember the crash, she said. My ship was attacked. I was escaping with the Royal Seed, our last hope to rebuild, but we were hit. Everyone else died. Ethan nodded slowly. You were frozen in that chamber. For almost 10 years, Virea looked out the window. Earth was just a small blue dot in the distance. I'm the last of my kind, she said. And now, not even fully Larathi anymore. Ethan didn't know what to say. Virea turned to him. I know things now about humans, about Earth, about you, Ethan frowned. How? I see images in my mind. Your language, your memories, not full, but pieces. I dream of places I've never been. I speak words I never learned. That came from you. Ethan stared at her. You're saying You have my memories? She nodded. Yes. When your blood entered me, it brought more than just healing. It brought you. He looked away, unsure what to feel. I don't want to. Be a danger to you, she added. If I'm unstable, if I lose control? You won't, Ethan said quickly. You're stronger than you think. Just then, the ship's captain, Commander Rhea Voss, called them to the main deck. On the command, Deck Commander Rhea stood tall, arms crossed. She was a serious woman with sharp eyes. This alien, this princess will be taken to Earth for study. She said firmly, She's not an object, Ethan replied. She's a person. She understands us. She speaks our language. Also carrying a biological change we've never seen. We have to treat this as a possible threat. Rhea stepped forward. I will go with you, she said calmly. But I am not a threat. Rhea raised an eyebrow. You speak English? Do now, because of him. She pointed at Ethan. Then you'll explain everything once we land. Rhea nodded once. I will answer what I can. To understand this, I am not what I was before. I am not Larathi, not fully human. I am becoming something else. Rhea said nothing for a moment. Then she turned and walked away. Prepare. For arrival, she said. That night Ethan couldn't sleep. He sat in the med bay, watching the stars move outside the window. Rhea entered quietly. She wore a simple white robe, her markings glowing faintly. I can hear your thoughts, she said softly. He turned, surprised. Not words, she added, but emotions. You're worried, scared. I don't want them to lock you up when we reach Earth, he said. They won't understand. I don't understand myself, Ethan sighed. Why do you think the machine chose me? Because your blood matched what I needed, she said. But maybe it was more than that. They sat together in silence. Then Rhea asked, What is love, Ethan? He blinked. That's a big question. I see it in your memories, she said. Your mother, your brother, the girl you once cared for. But the feeling you have. Now, when you look at me, it's different. Ethan looked down. I don't know what this is, he said, but it's real. She touched his hand gently. Whatever I'm becoming, I want to keep this feeling. Approaching Earth. Ship neared Earth orbit. Bright blue oceans, white clouds, green land below. Ethan stood with Vera near the window. Are you ready? He asked. No, she said, but I must go. An alert beeped on the console. Message from Earth Command. All non-human biologicals must be transferred to Quarantine Research Station. No exceptions. Ethan's fists clenched. They're taking her, he muttered. Even after everything. I will go, Vera said. But will you visit me? I'll do more than that, Ethan promised. I'll fight for you. Shh. Looked at him again. Really looked, I believe you. Quarantine facility, Earth orbit. Vera was placed in a clear glass room with scanners, guards, and scientists watching her every move. She sat on the floor, calm. A child in the next room. Cried sick, coughing. Vera looked over and placed her hand on the glass. The child stopped crying. His breathing calmed. A nurse saw it and gasped. She did something. Later that, Diathan was allowed to see her for 10 minutes. They're scared, he said. But they also saw what you did. You calmed that sick child. No one understands it. I didn't mean to, she said. I just felt his pain, wanted to help. They need to see that. I am still changing, she whispered. Every day I feel more, no more, and my powers grow. Ethan reached through the small hole in the glass and touched her fingers. Then we'll help them understand together. The quarantine facility floated high above Earth, surrounded by silence and stars. Inside its shining walls, Princess Vera sat on the floor of her observation room. She looked peaceful from outside, but inside her mind, a storm was growing. Human blood that saved her life was now changing her. Each day her body felt stronger, her thoughts grew faster. Her emotions so new to her were loud and deep, and her abilities were no longer only Larathi. She was becoming something more. The awakening one morning. A group of scientists entered the room next to hers. They were studying a floating cube. An alien artifact found beside her crashed ship. This cube only reacts to Larathi royal DNA, one of them said. But it's been dormant for years. Let's try again, another replied. They pressed buttons, scanned it, even poured small waves of energy into it. Nothing happened. Vera, watching from her side of the glass, slowly stood up. She stepped closer to the thick window between them. Her eyes began to glow in hazel. One silver. The cube trembled. The scientists froze. She placed her hand gently on the glass. The cube rose into the air, glowing brightly. It began to spin, humming with life. Everyone backed away. She activated it without touching it, someone whispered. I didn't mean to, Vera said calmly. It answered me. Are you controlling it? I think it's listening. Commander Ria's dilemma commander, Ria Voss, stood in the observation deck, watching everything through the security feed. She's too powerful, she told the council on Earth. Each day her abilities grow. She loses control, the consequences could be massive, but she hasn't hurt anyone, Ethan argued. He stood beside the commander, refusing to leave. Yet Ria replied sharply. This is beyond anything we've seen. She's telepathic. She can move objects. People by touch. What happens if she chooses to use that power against us? She won't. You don't know that. I feel it, Ethan said. She's not a weapon. She's trying to understand what she is. Ria sighed. Earth Command wants to move her to Project Deephold, secret research base underground. No visitors, no contact. Ethan's face turned cold. You'll be locking up someone who saved a life with just a touch. That's not safety, that's fear. She's not. Human lieutenant. She's becoming one, he said. And maybe that scares you. The escape plan that night, Ethan snuck into the quarantine wing. He wore a guard uniform and carried a security card given secretly by Maya, who now believed in Vera too. He entered her room. She was already waiting. You came, she said, standing tall in the moonlight pouring through the window. They're planning to take you away deep underground, Ethan said. No sunlight, no contact. I won't let that happen. Vera touched his arm. Then let's leave. Ethan hesitated. You're not scared? I was, she said, but not anymore. I feel your courage inside me. It's part of me now. Smiled. Then we move fast. He handed her a cloak and activated the hidden door Maya had unlocked. They stepped into the empty hallway, but alarms blared after just 3 steps. They knew, Ethan said, pulling her forward. Run. The chase red lights flashed. Guards shouted. Security bots rolled through the halls. Vera and Ethan ran through the twisting corridors. She didn't use her powers, not yet. She didn't want to hurt anyone. But then a wall closed ahead, sealing them in. Now what? Ethan said. Vera stepped forward. She placed her hand on the metal door. A glowing wave of energy passed through it. The door melted like butter, leaving a clear path. Ethan stared. Out. He can do that. She turned to him. I didn't know I could. Until now. Ran into the escape pod bay. Ethan jumped into a small one and activated the controls. Get in. Adia stepped inside. The pod sealed. In seconds they were launched into the stars. Earthside Sanctuary, the pod landed far from any cities. In a hidden green valley surrounded by high cliffs and thick forests, it was a sanctuary for off-duty scientists and soldiers there. Peaceful, secret place. Ethan brought Varaya here because no one would look for her among civilians. They stayed in a small cabin for the first time. Varaya walked on Earth soil. She looked around. The trees, the sky, the birds. It's beautiful, she said. I used to see Earth in dreams. Now I feel the wind. You're free now, Ethan said. But it won't last unless we prove to the world you're not a threat. Nodded. Then I will show them. The healing days passed. People in the nearby village heard rumors of a glowing woman in the woods. One day, a young girl who couldn't walk was brought to the cabin by her mother. The woman begged Ethan for help. Vera stepped outside. She kneeled beside the girl, took her hands, and closed her eyes. The girl gasped. Her legs twitched, then moved. She stood up, slowly. Her mother cried. Vera said nothing. She only smiled softly. News spread. Others came. Sick people.
As sad people.
Lost people. Vera never turned anyone away. But each time she healed, her markings glowed brighter and her eyes grew softer, more human. A new power one morning. Then found her sitting on a rock, her eyes closed. She was meditating, floating. Can hear people's hearts now, she said. Not just thoughts, not just pain. I feel their hopes, their fear, their dreams. That sounds heavy, it is, she whispered. But it also makes me understand what it means to care, to choose to help, to feel love. Ethan looked into her eyes. He had loved before, but nothing like this. This was deep, clear, real. You've changed me too, he said. She opened her eyes. Because we are connected. Your blood gave me life. Your heart gave me purpose. The signal but peace never lasts. Back in orbit. Commander Rhea saw the village reports. She stared at the footage of people walking who couldn't before. Of a glowing woman with white hair and calm eyes. She's still changing, Rhea said. And now, people are worshipping her. We need to bring her in, said Maya, who had joined the command deck. She's not hurting anyone. She's giving people hope. We're infecting them. She's giving them what humans have forgotten: empathy. Rhea turned to her officers. Track her. We're going in. The hidden valley remained quiet in the early morning light. Sunlight spilled over the hills, touching the tops of trees and painting the green leaves gold. Birds sang. Wind whispered through tall grass, and dew sparkled like stardust. In the middle of this peaceful place, Virea stood barefoot near a stream. Her white hair danced in the breeze. Her silver-blue skin now glowed gently under the sunlight. She wasn't just an alien anymore. She was something new. Behind her, Ethan Cole watched from the cabin doorway. Still couldn't believe how far she had come. Once she was a sleeping body inside a frozen pod. Now she was a being of light, healing, and empathy. But what amazed him more was how human she had become. More human than many people he knew. A visit from the Broken Moor people. Arrived that week, one was a man with deep scars across his body. He had been in a mining accident and couldn't walk for years. Another was a woman who hadn't spoken since losing her daughter. There was also a child who screamed in his sleep from nightmares of war. They came quietly, no loud crowds. Hope, and every time. Vera met them not as a princess or a miracle, but as someone who understood pain. She sat with the woman who couldn't speak and simply held her hand for hours. She didn't force words, didn't rush healing. But in time, the woman whispered, "Thank you." With tears in her eyes, she smiled at the frightened child and showed him how to breathe slowly, how to dream of stars instead of fire. The boy stopped screaming at night when Ethan asked her how she knew what to say or do. She only answered, "I don't. I just listen." Humans speak loudly, but inside, they whisper. I can hear the whisper now. More than healing as days passed, the people who had been touched by Varia changed. Not just healed, they became calmer, kinder, more connected to others. They said they could feel small thoughts, emotions from people near them. A shared sadness, a silent joy, a soft echo of someone's fear. It was like Vira's transformation had passed to them. Ethan began to notice it too. He could feel her presence in his mind, not full thoughts, but feelings. When she was happy, he felt warm. When she was afraid, he knew it instantly, even from across the forest. One night, as they watched the stars together, he asked her, "Are we linked?" "Yes," she said quietly. "But not only us. Everyone. A touch becomes part of something larger. Like small rivers joining the same sea." "Is it dangerous?" "I don't think so," she said. "I think it's evolution." The world notices. Back in the cities of Earth, news began to spread. There were reports of a glowing woman who healed the sick. People spoke of sudden kindness spreading in nearby towns. Scientists became curious. Some were amazed. Others were afraid. Talk shows called her the alien angel. Still others called her a threat to human nature. Commander Rhea Voss watched the newsfeed in silence. She's changing people, said one officer, even from a distance. That's not normal. She's infecting them, said another, emotionally, biologically, Maya, who now openly supported Virea, said calmly, or she's improving us. We've forgotten how to feel what others feel. She brings that back. Then she's changing what it means to be human, Rhea replied. And that is not her choice to make. A quiet warning that night, a black drone entered the valley. It flew high, silent, watching from above. Virea felt it before Ethan saw it. She looked up sharply. They're coming. Ethan rushed to her side. Who? Earth's leaders. The ones who fear what I've become. Then we need to leave, she said. Running would mean I'm hiding something. But I'm not. I will face them. Alone. She turned to him, eyes glowing softly. Not alone. You'll be beside me. The arrival of authority 3 days later, a military ship landed in the valley. It didn't come with guns or threats, but it brought tension like thick fog. Commander Rhea Voss stepped out with a team of officers. Virea stood calmly in the field, her white robe flowing in the wind. People from the nearby village gathered around her not as an army, but as a family. Ethan stood beside her. Rhea stopped 10 feet away. She looked tired, worn, but strong. You've created something dangerous, she said. I've created nothing, Vera replied. Only helped those who came to me. People say they feel your thoughts, share your feelings. That's not normal, no, Vera agreed. It's better than normal, it's connection. Then you're changing them. I'm not forcing anything, I only open a door. They choose whether to walk through it. Rhea crossed her arms. And if we say no, if Earth says we don't want this change? Vera looked at the people behind her, the sick, the poor, the healed, the joyful. I would never force humanity to become like me, she said. But I will not stop those who wish to. Rhea looked at Ethan. And you support this? Do, he said. Because for the first time in my life, I see what real peace looks like. It's not weakness, it's understanding. The broadcast, the argument ended without a battle. That night, Vera asked Maya to help her with a simple thing. A broadcast, a message, for all of Earth. On every screen, from the largest city to the quietest village, Vera's face appeared. Calm, glowing, soft. I was once a princess of a dead race, she said. I died in silence. A human gave me his blood, and with it, his pain, his love, his hope. I am not here to lead or rule or conquer. I am here to offer a choice. The human spirit is strong but broken by loneliness. I offer you a way to connect, to feel each other's joy, each other's sorrow, to be less alone. But it is a choice. If you fear it, I understand. If you reject it, I will not judge. But if you accept it, come. The screen went dark. The world reacts for the next few days. The world paused. People argued, debated. Some leaders wanted to arrest her. Some wanted to protect her. Some citizens feared mind control. Others walked to the valley, barefoot, crying. They came from every country, every faith, every life. And Vera met each one by one. No armies, no speeches, just touch and silence and light. And the world began to change. The valley was no longer a quiet, hidden place. People from across Earth had come. Not in crowds, not with noise, but with hearts full of questions, hope, and quiet belief. They walked through rivers, climbed hills, and crossed deserts to stand beneath the open sky where Vera, the once lost alien princess, now stood. She welcomed all. She touched the weak. She listened to the silent. She gave something simple, connection. No one knew exactly how it worked. Scientists couldn't explain it. Leaders didn't understand it. But those who met her felt something new, a shared feeling. Like their pain had found a friend. Like their loneliness had been lifted. A new understanding. Ethan Cole stood near a tree at the edge of the crowd. He watched Vera as she moved among the people. Her soft robe brushed the grass. Her feet were bare. She didn't glow as brightly now, not like before. But her calm presence was brighter than any light. He had once been a soldier trained to fight, to follow orders. Now, he protected her not with weapons, but with trust, with patience. She had changed him. It's not just with her abilities, but with her choice to be gentle, even when threatened. With her ability to feel everything, yet stay strong. Vera turned and saw him. Their eyes met. And in that silent moment, 1,000 words were spoken. The visitor from Earth Command Day's sleek black shuttle landed at the edge of the valley. From it stepped a familiar figure, Commander Rhea Voss, this time without her usual armor. She walked alone, no guards, no drones. The people watched her, but didn't stop her. She walked straight to Virea. The two women stood face to face. I came without weapons, Rhea said. I know, Virea replied gently. You've done something. To this world, people are different. They're still themselves. I only help them listen to each other. Rhea looked around. They smiled more. Help strangers. Feel each other's pain. It's strange. It's human, Vera said. Rhea was quiet. Is it permanent? Virea nodded slowly. For some, yes. For others, the choice remains. The link only deepens when accepted freely. And what about you? Rhea asked. What are you now? I am what your world made me, Vera, said half alien, half human, born of fear, saved by kindness. Commander Rhea took a deep breath. Earth Command has decided. We will not fight you, the crowd murmured. Ethan stepped forward, alert, but Rhea added, we ask for time. Time to understand. Time to learn. Vera smiled. Then let us learn together. A new purpose in the weeks that followed. Something beautiful began. People who had shared Virea's touch didn't return to their old lives as they were. They became teachers, builders, listeners. Many said they could still feel her in there. Minds quiet, warm, guiding like a gentle star. Hospitals reported strange recoveries. Villages once divided by fear now worked together. Wars paused. Not ended, but paused. The change was slow, but it had begun. Virea's academy high in the green cliffs above the valley. A new structure was built. Not a palace, not a temple, but an academy here. Humans and the touched came to learn not just science, but emotion, empathy, and balance. Virea led the first class. Ethan stood beside her, now her partner in purpose. I cannot promise power, she told the students, but I can teach you how to understand each other, and that is a greater strength. Children learn to speak not just with words, but with feelings. Soldiers who once held guns now held tools, building homes with the very people they once feared. 1. Final test, but peace is always tested. A powerful storm hit one of the nearby cities. Floods destroyed homes. Panic spread. Virea felt it before anyone reported it. Her connection to the people was strong. I must go, she said to Ethan. I'm coming with you. They flew in a small ship, landing where roads had vanished underwater. People were crying, screaming. Children clung to rooftops. Ethan and Vera stepped into the water. Vera reached out, not with her hands, but with her mind. And the people felt her, not magic, not miracle, but unity. They stopped panicking. They began helping each other. One man lifted a child. Another helped an elder walk. A young girl gave her only blanket to a stranger. Virea didn't need to move mountains. She simply reminded them of who they were. The gift spreads. Weeks later, Ethan noticed something strange. People who had never met Vera were changing to dot in far-off places. Kindness grew. Violence dropped. People said they had strange dreams of a woman with silver hair and soft eyes. Ethan asked her, how far does your connection reach now? She smiled, as far as the human heart allows, and it's spreading without you touching them. Yes, she said, because the feeling now lives in others, grows through choice, not force. A goodbye, or a beginning. One evening, as the sun set over the valley, Rhea and Ethan walked together under the stars. I was given your blood, she said, but I was also given your love. That changed me more. I didn't expect any of this, he admitted. Neither did I, she whispered. But maybe that's what makes it real. She turned to him. I feel it's time I leave Earth. Not because I'm unwanted, but because I must carry this gift to others, other planets, other broken hearts. Ethan's heart sank. You're leaving? Only from this place. Not. From you, our connection will remain. Always. He looked into her eyes. He believed her, and he nodded. Then go. Shine out there. Show them what humanity can become. The final scene the next morning, a silver ship lifted into the sky. It wasn't large, and it wasn't fast. But it carried something more powerful than any weapon. It carried hope. On board, Vera looked down at Earth one last time. Her home, her rebirth. Her beginning. Ethan stood below, hand raised in goodbye, as the stars welcomed her. Her voice echoed not from her lips, but from every mind she had touched. He gave me his blood to save my life. I gave humanity something to believe in. I go, not as a princess, not as a healer, but as a messenger of what we can all become. ... together. And somewhere far beyond Earth, a new world waited.